What's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Marcus and Jamie here.
Hope everybody's having a great day.
We sure are.
I was just going to say that. We sure are.
Been an amazing day so far, and it's early still.
Yes.
I got off my morning run. Day 183 in a row. I've been running straight for 6 months without a day off. Ran 9 miles yesterday. Just got a quick mile in today with my 5 fingers. The Vibrams, the barefoot shoes. I like going out sometimes with those because it helps me correct my stance, my stride. And today we're talking about being self-taught. Is self-taught a good thing? And we're gonna sort of do a little different angle on that, of course, about being self-taught. But back to my barefoot shoes. I like to go out barefoot because it teaches me to run right again. Because what happens is most of us have these shoes that are very cushioned, very padded. They're arched. They have a lot of support. And when you start running your stance, when you start running improperly, your stance, your stride, all that cushion and arch, you can't tell that you're running wrong.
Right.
You can't tell because there's so much support and compensation that you get off-kiltered, and you just keep getting off-kiltered. And then you buy another support to support your bad posture, your bad stance, things like that. But going back to the basics, you have to run right in barefoot shoes, because if you don't, it's going to hurt.
Right.
You're not going to do heel striking because it hurts. You have to land, you have to land on your toes to mid, and your stride has to be right. You have to be light on your feet, just like a person jump roping or a boxer. You would never jump rope and land on your heels every time because it would hurt. You'd correct it right away. So we're going to talk about teaching yourself today, self-taught, doing the right thing, the right techniques, the right strategies, and the importance of, is really self-taught being an important thing.
Right. Let's say hi to everybody who's watching. Thank you for watching, right?
Absolutely.
There's
Thank you.
Lots of people on right now.
If you're live, drop a comment, #live. If you think self-taught's important, drop a comment, self-taught. Because we're going to say, you ready for me to say what I want to say about self-taught, being self-taught? Okay. So I don't believe there's a true thing as being self-taught. I don't believe that exists. Because people say, oh, I'm self-taught, I'm a self-taught chef, because they don't have a formal education.
But just because you don't have a formal education doesn't mean that you're self-taught, right?
So people say, oh, I never went to school, I'm self-taught. There's a lot of restaurant owners, oh, I'm a self-taught, I didn't go to school for business, I'm self-taught. Now here's what I want to say about this whole self-taught thing. If you were self-taught, it means you had no outside influences. What I like to say is you're either formally taught or not formally taught. Formally taught means you go to a classroom, you pay money to go to class, you get a textbook, and you sit there and listen and take exams from a professor, somebody standing up there, somebody who supposedly knows what they're doing, and you go through a system like that of a formal education. Quote-unquote self-taught people don't have the classroom setting, but they have another setting that they learn from. If you're a chef now, you can go onto YouTube, you can pick up a book on your own, you can watch TV shows, you can watch the Food Network.
You can play around.
You can play around. You can mentor. You can have a mentor, like from another chef, who can help you and show you the way. So you're not self-taught. You're still taught by other people. Right?
Right, absolutely.
It's still a learning system. It's not a formal learning system. Now, certain self-taught people and certain formal or quote-unquote non-formal taught and formal taught people have a different drive or passion for the topic that they're pursuing. And sometimes the quote-unquote self-taught or informally taught people have this desire and this passion to keep going and going. Now, I was formally taught. I took business classes. I have a culinary degree. I was formally taught, but I also consider most of the stuff that I've learned in this industry is in an informal atmosphere.
I would say, obviously I was not formally taught about the restaurant, right?
Right.
I was what I call self-taught in an informal way, right?
You were taught in an informal way.
By doing, learning, reading, mentoring with other people, masterminding.
I was going to say, talk about your experience in the mastermind.
Absolutely.
So we were in a mastermind for
10 years.
11 years.
Well, and we still are in a mastermind.
We are.
We still are. It might not be in a formal setting on a every couple of month basis like it used to be, but we're definitely in a mastermind setting. I mean, we're constantly on the phone with people who are in our mastermind. We're constantly on the phone with or talking with other restaurateurs. But for me,
what was it like for you in 2008, 2009, when we locked ourselves in a conference room for the very first time with another 100 highly successful restaurant owners?
What
was that experience
wow,
for you?
I'm going to grow very quickly and rapidly, and I'm going to learn so much from people that have already, number one, made mistakes, number two, who are doing it well, and just and my brain just would pull in so many things, and I would think about those things and how I could utilize them in my own business and how I can change what they're doing to fit what I'm doing and or what we're doing in our restaurant.
Do you remember how much percentage our business went up? Because I remember exactly from our first mastermind meeting in Atlanta to the next one in San Antonio in 4 months. Remember how much our business went up?
I can't remember the exact numbers, but I know it was pretty significant.
43%.
43%.
We went from year to date, from one spring to another spring, 43% increase by applying the techniques that we learned in this mastermind group by surrounding ourselves with highly motivated, successful people. We didn't do that through formal education.
Right.
We went through that through an informal education by a drive and a passion and ambition to understand that learning is important and you can learn far beyond the classroom.
Right, and you learn from so many different things, like you said, books and people.
So many people say to me, not so many people, certain people say to me, I need to go back to school, get a degree. I'm like, for what?
For what?
Like, you want to be a doctor? You want to be a lawyer? You want to have, well, no, I want to,
teacher?
I want to learn business. I'm like, you don't need to go to school to learn business. You need to surround yourself
with highly motivated,
successful
people
and learn from their mistakes. This is one of the things that people like to say, I learn from my mistakes. There's a shortcut to that.
Learn from other people's mistakes.
Okay?
There are people out there that have made those mistakes already before.
And you've already learned from other people's mistakes, which is the cool thing. Because if not, you would walk out in front of traffic and say, prove it to me that a car hurts if I get hit.
Which is why being self-taught is not really...
if you were self-taught...
You can't really say that, because if you were self-taught...
You'd walk into traffic.
Right.
You would walk into traffic and say, that hurts now that I hit by a car.
Exactly.
All right? You learn not to play in traffic from somebody telling you and showing you.
Or don't touch something hot because you've been told that so many times, and if you touch it, it's going to burn your hand, and who wants to burn their hand? So being self-taught is not really a thing. It's really the influences around you that help teach you in all different avenues.
Absolutely. So we are on our way into New York City today to the Fancy Food Show. We're hopefully going to learn a lot of things.
We are.
Surround ourselves with. There was something that was like yesterday that I learned something I totally forgot what it was. I was like, wow, I never knew that from whatever. It was something about food, and I was like, that's really cool. So we're always into learning what we can. What's our next move in marketing? How can we help our business? How can we help other people's businesses?
Right.
I'm always interested, and I'm always talking to other restaurant owners and networking and getting ideas. And so there's a rule for the best way to learn. There's a rule. When you surround yourself with other people, you listen more than you talk. And I've found that the most successful business people do the least amount of talking, and they ask
a lot of questions.
And I've said this story before. I have a friend who owns 30 restaurants. I get into a room with him, and he always wants to know what I'm doing.
But he just asks a zillion questions.
I have one small restaurant. He has 30. He has them all over Vegas, Miami, stuff in Europe, and he's like, he keeps asking me what I'm doing in my restaurant, hoping that he can extract one thing from what I'm doing.
And all it takes is one thing. It's
right.
just one little thing that triggers something in your head, and then you go off on a roller coaster from there.
Right.
One thing.
We've gotten so many. So we do this amazing advertising program for restaurants right now. It's $500 a month. It's a coaching package. It's amazing. People are loving it. It sends new people into
your business
into my
restaurant.
business, right? It sends new people into their business like crazy, and they're like, "Oh my gosh," So here's how I got that idea. So when people call on the phone, what do I say when a salesperson calls? Even if I don't want to buy anything from them, I want to talk.
Listen to them.
I listen to them.
To what they have to say.
I want to hear their techniques on sales,
Yep.
how they're going to try to sell me.
Yep.
I want to listen to the product that they're selling. So I have no intent of 99% of the people that call, salespeople call.
Buying any of it.
And most people are just like, forget it. Most chefs are like, business owners are like, I don't want to talk to the person. The Yelp person calls, I'm like, I want to know what their strategy is on to sell a product that's terrible. Right? That's what I want to know, because I have a good product. And if I can use some of their strategies to sell bad products,
right.
I was only going to get successful.
They're selling stuff.
They're selling stuff,
somehow
right.
or another, they're selling.
So many restaurant owners like, I hang up on the Yelp person. No, keep the Yelp person on the phone, because they're selling a bad product, and they have the techniques. They're highly trained on selling a bad product.
Right.
And if you have a good product, use anything that their tactics, okay? They're very numbers driven. They justify things. Numbers don't lie. There's the whole things that these Yelp people are really trained on. I'd love to go work for Yelp for a few months and go through their sales training. It would be great.
Well, yeah.
So this guy calls me this one time. He messaged me on Facebook. He didn't do his research because he sold this ad on Facebook for restaurants. And I'm like, this dude didn't even look at it. I'm like, okay, let me get this guy on the phone. So I actually had a conversation with him, the Facebook audio, and he was selling a product. And I said, okay, I understand the value in this guy's product, but he didn't sell it right. He didn't over-deliver. So I took his product and I modified it and I built it into a coaching plan. I always forget, which way are we going? We have to stay left.
Left, yeah.
We stay left. So we're on the George Washington Bridge right now. So I said, let me take this guy's product because he's onto something. But if I wouldn't have given this guy the time of day, I wouldn't have the package I have right now that I've sold to lots of restaurant owners that are driving. I saw the value in it. So that's that's why you want to learn from everybody.
You want to learn whatever you possibly can.
Learn, yeah.
Just be a sponge and just absorb it all.
Yeah, exactly.
As much as you possibly can.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in, by the way. If you're watching live, drop a comment, #live. If it's on the replay, #replay. If you are unformally taught, drop a comment. If you're formally taught, drop a comment. But I do know if you're formally taught, you still have to be unformally taught once you get out into the field of your profession, because you just have to keep learning and learning and learning.
To think outside the box in a lot of cases.
Right.
Just think on your own.
Yep. So, I learned this product that we sell from a guy who was selling a bad salesperson with a good product. I learned this product that's helping a lot of restaurants right now, and it's really, really cool. So, what else?
I think that's it.
That's it, yeah, huh?
More?
Oh, show me our name badges. You have our name badges handy?
I do.
So here's something really cool that we do. We're going to the fancy food show right now, but any event that we go to, we do our own name badges. All right?
They're backwards, but you can kind of get the idea.
Yeah, we do our own name badges.
The QR code.
With QR codes. So this one here is really cool because when I go to like a chamber mixer or a business mixer for my restaurant, that's my restaurant, people scan that code, and that code takes them to a free offer for like a free appetizer at my restaurant. So instead of handing out a business card, I'm handing out a digital offer through a chat bot, and it's really cool. People remember that. And then the other side is for my coaching business, where they can connect with me on my fan page on Facebook. So they automatically become a fan. It's really cool. And it's all through QR codes. So, and where did we learn that at? Do you remember?
10X? No.
We did it at 10X. Grant Cardone's 10X. We learned it from a guy who and I have mastermind together on chatbots.
Yes.
A friend of ours on Facebook who does a lot of work for us now. Him and I mastermind this together. I saw it somewhere. I saw it with him, and I was like, let's take this to the next level. and we did. So that's a really cool product. So if you need help on something like that, just drop us a comment. We're happy to help. We have a template for that, or we can create it for you. We can do all that connection with the bot and your fan page, and do your QR code, and we do them. It's not much money. It's a simple process. If you know what you're doing, it's a simple process. And we can help you do these custom name tags, so wherever you go, your restaurant can be properly represented. Which actually comes with that Facebook ad bot and our coaching package. It comes with the academy. The academy is like a $2,000 academy, well worth it, but it's included in there. So again, we're over delivering on our coaching product, on our coaching package. So wow, it's beautiful here in New York City today.
Beautiful today. It's going to be a nice day. So, but we should get going because we're arriving in the city, and hope everybody has a wonderful day.
We're getting ready to park soon here.
Yes.
Riverside. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We might post some more things from the Fancy Food Show. They're going to meet some suppliers. We're meeting our balsamic vinegar supplier there, small guy Guido from Emilia Romagna. We're meeting some Apulian wine producers. We're meeting some of our wine importers, and a lot of other people that produce the food that we buy for the restaurant.
Yep. So have a great day, everybody.